at home. Bringing communities together is really important right now, and whether that be in your group, your district, county, or as a Scouts as a whole, having community spirit right now is really important for each and every one of us. So far, I've seen some great photos and videos of young people, families and leaders setting up their dens, their tents, packing their bags, and there's been some great opportunities for young people to be engaged so far. Please keep sharing these photos and videos throughout the week. We will be shortly hearing from the Wing Commander, Russ Barnes from the RAF, as he tells us about the RAF engineering and the challenges that you'll be taking part in throughout the next 7 days. But before we do that, I just want to give you a heads up of how things are going to work. Every day a new challenge will be released, and all the information will be on the West Mercia County website, which can be found at westmerciascouts.org.uk. It will also be posted in the BigCampOut Facebook group at 8 AM every morning. But today, as our first challenge, that will be available at 4 PM. So please look out for that. Please upload all your evidence via the county website once you've completed your challenge, and repeat that again for every challenge that you complete. I think that's enough from me at the moment. So without further ado, I would now like to hand over to our UK Chief Commissioner, Tim Kidd. Welcome, Tim.
Hello, and hello, West Mercia. What a brilliant thing you're going to do. A week of camping in your homes, in odd places maybe, but I hope a week of enjoyment and excitement and fun. So for every Beaver Scout, Cub Scout, Scout Explorer Scout, leader, parents, whoever you are, get involved and have some great fun. So yeah, it's a bit of an unusual time, isn't it? Yeah, things don't feel quite the same as they normally are. But one thing remains true and always does. As Scouts, we're prepared to face the challenges. And also we remember our promise that we're going to help other people and we're going to do our best. And there's lots of ways that we can do that. You may have seen the 3 for 3 initiative that's been on social media that asks young people to think of 3 things, bits of advice that they would give to other young people on how to feel good and upbeat in this unusual time. I've seen some great stuff sent out, and I have taken some of those ideas myself, making sure I have a regular walk each day to get a bit of fresh air, doing it all properly, of course, as you might imagine. So all that is really, really great. So a challenge from me to you as an extra one, it's really simple. So if you're a Beaver Scout or a Cub Scout or Explorer Scout, and you're thinking about doing a good turn, doing something nice for somebody, here's one for you. Why not choose a random day over the next week and prepare breakfast in bed for everybody in your household? If you're a parent watching this right now, you might be a little worried, but believe me, it'll be okay. So well done to all of you for taking part, and have a really, really great time in your astonishing big camp out this week. Well done.
Thanks, Tim. It's great to hear the words that you've said as UK Chief Commissioner for Scouts. I really appreciate what you've said to us right now. And I'll be coming back to you in a few minutes, Tim, so we can link in for some final words and questions. Before we hear from Wing Commander Russ Barnes, who's the head of the Youth and STEM team at the RAF, we've built up some really strong relationships with them over the last year or 2 years, and they've been really supportive of what we've done in the county, whether that be for the big camp out or what we've done at other challenges at the think tank and various other opportunities we've given to young people. So I'd like to say a massive thank you to everybody at the RAF for what you've done to support us, especially this week during the big camp out. Let's now listen to a few words from Wing Commander Russ Barnes. Thanks, Russ. I guess we're having a few technical difficulties right now, and while you may have seen Wing Commander Barnes on the screen, I think we've had some technical difficulties with some sound, so I apologise for that, but we'll share that link later so you can listen to that again. So, Tim, welcome back.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us again. So before we finish today, I'd just like to ask you a few questions so you can give some advice and some of your knowledge to all the young people at home. So do you have any advice for young people taking part in the Big Camp Out, whether that being a young person, a family member, an adult volunteer, or for anybody taking part in the challenges?
Yeah, I think my advice would be do what feels right. Don't think you're having to live up to some sort of superhuman expectation of I don't know, cooking meals 24 hours a day on fires you've made in your back garden, or perhaps in your next door's garden. But just be careful about that. So don't think you have to do absolutely everything. But what you do should feel fun and interesting and give you something to chat about. And I would say also that talk to your family about it, explain what you're doing. And if you're a Beaver Scout or a Cub Scout or a Scout and Explorer Scout, you're probably the expert in your household now about how to survive. So I suggest you make sure that you show the rest of the members of your family how to, whatever it is you're doing, how to put up a tent, how to build a fire, how to cook marshmallows on fires, whatever it is you're doing, just make sure you show others how to do it as well.
That's brilliant, Tim. So why is it even more important for us to keep in touch right now in these difficult times?
Yeah, I think what's really important is that we all need to feel some sense of normality in the strangeness around us. And we get that by contact with other people. And it feels to me, with the huge number of things that are going on around the UK and indeed the world that Scouts are doing online, it's almost like we're holding hands, but through the screens. And that's really important because it gives you a sense of grounding. And I think it's also good to talk to other people occasionally and share a bit of news, because otherwise when we're all in our sort of isolated blobs in our households, we all know what's going on with each other most of the time, and it's the same old stuff that we're talking about. And so occasionally to make contact with someone and say something else is really, really important. And I think it's good both for adults and young people, maybe just to, through a video call or a telephone, good old-fashioned telephone even, use the telephone perhaps, and phone someone up. I choose people at random and I phone them up and say, oh, hello, just want to have a chat, which can sometimes, I'm sure, be very nice for them, and other times maybe a bit interesting. But that contact and that discussion and sharing things that aren't always sort of the sort of stuff others who get the chance to do. So my big news of the day for yesterday was that my boiler's been fixed. So I've now got hot water back in my house. That was a big bit of news for me. I have to say, most people I told didn't seem quite so concerned.
That's brilliant. I think there's some real wise words there, Tim. And do you have any final words or comments about you could share with everybody for taking part?
Yes, I think first of all, I'd like to say a huge, huge thank you to the parents and carers who are allowing their young people to do this astounding next week of stuff that's going to unfold each day with challenges and camping out and so on. So thank you so much. Also, a huge thank you to all of the volunteers in West Mercia County. Whatever it is you do that helps keep scouting going. I thought at the start of these times when stuff changed that we'd all have a lot more time on our hands, and the truth is we don't, do we? There's so much stuff, pressure on us all. You know, if you're a parent at home, homeschooling together with work, and anybody who's working, knowing that they're more or less connected from the first thing in the morning to the last thing at night on a flipping screen all the time. You don't even get a moment to think. So I think there's a lot more pressure on people. So thank you so much for everybody who's helping do bits of scouting here and there. And don't feel you have to do stuff all the time. Take a good measured approach to this so that you're enjoying what you're doing. For all of you taking part, well done on you. Have a really great week and enjoy doing it. And are we going to open this thing now? Is this the?
I think we are, Tim. So I think you've already prepared for this.
I have prepared. It's enormously well prepared. So let me just grab here. I have got a piece of ribbon. I don't know if you can see my bit of ribbon, and I found some scissors. So I'm going to open. So with Mark, we count down from 3, and then we'll cut the ribbon and see what happens. Ready, Mark? And 3, 2, 1. And it's open. It's officially opened. You're off. No expense spared.
I think while we're on screen, Tim, if you look at the right-hand side of your browser window, you will see private chat and live comments. Yep. If you click on live comments, hopefully you'll be able to see some people trying to chat with us right now. We can give a few shout-outs.
Yeah, we've got the Stourbridge Explorers. Hello, Stourbridge Explorers. We've got the First Sedgley. That's really great. First Finchfield, Toby and Tilda. Hello, Toby and Tilda from the First Finchfield. Great stuff. We've got some people saying 3, 2, 1. We managed that as well. The Beavers from First Ford House. Hi from Barney at First Finchfield. Hello, Barney from First Finchfield. Really nice to hear from you. Who else have we got? Anybody else want to put their name in? Noah from Oakham Scouts. Got Beth from the 12th Wolverhampton taking part in hashtag the BigCampOut. Brilliant stuff. Maisie and Freya, 16th Stourbridge. Lovely to see you. And Noah and Eden from the 2nd Cradley. 37th Wolverhampton. Ford House Beavers, Oakham Scouts, the 1st Bilston. It's astonishing. There's loads and loads and loads of people from all over the place. What else we got? Courtney. Oh, they've just been up. Archie and Kayla from the 1st Finchfield. 3rd Sedgley Leon. Well done, 3rd Sedgley Leon. That sounded very, very mad, didn't it? Yes. Will and Sam from the 1st Coomwood Beavers. Hello to you. And we've got Haysbury. It's gone Haysbury Cub Scouts.
Hasbury, Tim. I think that's pronounced in our Black Country dialect. Hasbury.
Hasbury. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Not Haysbury. Asbury. Off we go, Asbury Cub Scouts. 20th Stourbridge. Shackleton, 1st Hales Owen, the 1st Bilston, the 1st Dawley Brook, Toby and Dominic. Hello, Toby and Dominic. 37th Wolverhampton Sea Scouts. Hello, Wolverhampton Sea Scouts. Zach from the 12th Wolverhampton. It's just astonishing. There's loads and loads of people coming in. Yeah. Isn't that great? That's just brilliant.
Yeah, that's great. So while we're both on the screen now, everybody who's watching us, thanks for watching. There's 1,600 people right across the county registered for this week. So that's absolutely fantastic. Please look out for your challenges every morning at 8 o'clock. There's one coming out at 4 p.m. today, which will be available. You'll see on our Facebook feed a link to the West Mercia County website for all that you need to do. I've just got a few thank yous before everybody goes. I'd like to say a massive thank you to Tim Kidd. I know I mentioned how busy you are, Tim, and you've jumped on many of these calls all across the country. So thank you. It's absolutely a pleasure to have you with us this afternoon. I'd also like to extend my thanks to Wing Commander Russell Barnes from the RAF Youth and STEM engagement team for agreeing to sponsor us, and also to all the county team for pulling everything together, because without those, this simply wouldn't have happened. And also to one final person who I know would likely be watching, and that's the Warrant Officer Eileen Fearon, also from the Youth and STEM engagement team, as she's given us some massive support over the last God knows how many events we've been doing right across the county. So there's one final thing to say from me. Please enjoy your week. Have a fantastic time. Keep sharing those photos on Facebook, Twitter, you name it. Please share as many as you've got. And don't forget the campfire next Saturday, 6 p.m, stream live on Facebook and to YouTube. And that's about it. So from Tim and I, we wish you all absolute fantastic week. Enjoy yourselves and have fun. Goodbye.
Enjoy yourselves.